got one that can see.
Hey, how's everybody doing today? I'm just kind of working. It's real slow with it being Memorial Day. Nobody's catching any rides or anything, but I'm just sitting here at the airport. I was just thinking, what now? We're called to basically share the good news. What do you do when everybody already has the good news? I almost feel like that we're on the ark right now, waiting for God to close the door. And I really believe that we're right here near the end of the dispensation of grace. We're waiting for the time of the Gentiles to be fulfilled. So however many there are left, once that happens, God takes his body, then turns back to the Jews. That's when Daniel's 70th week gets fulfilled, also called Jacob's trouble. But I guess my point is we know the scripture says nobody comes to God unless he's drawn. I forget, I'm paraphrasing, but nobody comes to the Father unless he's drawn. So we're called to spread the good news, right? Well, everybody knows it already. And you have a lot of people that will say, well, when the gospel reaches the four corners of the earth, then the end comes. But if you read Revelation, I believe it's in Revelation 13, the angels take over, because I think actually it's Revelation 17, where there's angels that are declaring the gospel to the four corners of the earth. So obviously it doesn't get done in this dispensation we're in now, but the angels end up finishing it up. But I guess my point is, it's like, man, I'm so burned out now. It's like the same old. All we get is propaganda day after day after day. I've woke up to all this stuff back in 2012, and I thought that they were getting ready to crash the economy. I thought the shit was going to hit the fan then. And then 2014, I thought that was it. And then the Revelation 12 sign, and 2017, which personally I don't think that we have seen the Revelation 12 sign. But that's another video. But basically, what to do now? Because you guys know what happens when you try to share truth with loved ones. You know what happens when you try to share truth to friends. And it's almost like strangers are more receptive to what we got to talk about. But we all know nobody comes to the Father unless he's drawn, right? So, and we know the gospel's out there, man. Anybody that has a phone, internet, the Bible apps are everywhere and they're free. So we can't save anybody. All we can do is plant seeds. And I get to the point where I feel like I'm all out of seeds, man. I'm just, what more can you do? So what I wanted to talk about is I kind of just think that I'm at the point now where, right now it's like I'm in a kind of a crossroad in my life. I'm not driving the 18-wheeler anymore. I think I've told you guys I'm running Lyft and Uber. And I've had thousands of passengers in here. And I've shared a lot of truth with a lot of them. But mostly, I think just showing the love of Christ. Just showing them that I really care. Just giving them a smile. And don't get me wrong, if somebody has questions and are curious to know what I know, I'm excited to tell them. But, you can't force anything on anyone. We all know that. But it just feels like we're in a holding period. Kind of like we're all sitting on the ark right now, and we're waiting for God to close the ark door. It's like, any minute now. But I've been thinking it was going to be any minute for the last 12 years, and it's a letdown, when it doesn't happen. But we know that, that mystery of iniquity is already at work everywhere. So I believe that we're waiting on he who lets will letteth until he be taken out of the way, and then that man of sin the Antichrist, which a lot of people think is Trump. A lot of people think it's Obama. But I believe that they're all Antichrist. But as far as who the last one is, I just kind of think that the last one will be a younger guy and someone that's not as much of a clown as Trump. But, I mean, what do I know? I don't know anything. I just know what the scripture says. And I don't think we're going to know, because all of these ones that's come before are Antichrist. They fit the description to the Antichrist. But we don't know who the last one's going to be. But it's raining like crazy today. But anyway, everybody I talk to, man, everybody's wore out. We got this deception rolling where, oh, Christ came back in 70 AD and all that. And it's just like, man, what do you do? You know, the scriptures they use the most are when he's talking to the apostles, he says, some of you will not taste death until all these things be fulfilled. But all you got to do is read the very next verse, and it was Jesus when he's transfigured. They see the glory of God with him transfigured. So that's obviously what he was talking about. And then it says, this generation shall not pass until all these things be fulfilled. All you got to do is read down a little bit, and it tells you what's going to happen in that future generation. The sun will darken, all of this will happen. And there's no way all of this stuff happened, because think about it. You know, Jesus came 2,000 years ago, lived 33 years. They couldn't hide his fame. You know, that got passed on from generation to generation. I mean, look, they even changed the calendar. So there's just no way that if Christ ruled on this earth for 1,000 years, they would be able to hide that. And all the things that take place in Revelation, with every single sea creature dying, the water turning into blood, hell falling to talent, these stories will get passed on down. You know, they couldn't hide it. And another one they like to say is in Revelation, when John talks about things happening right now. But if you read the beginning of Revelation, John is caught up on the Lord's day. So he's basically like caught up in the future to the day of the Lord. So he's telling everything that's unfolding in front of him. It doesn't mean that it happened back then. But anyway, I didn't want to talk about the little season. I just want to basically say, I think all we could do now is just show the love of Christ. You know what I mean? And most people don't want to hear what we got to say. But just pray for one another, and pray that Christ comes soon, because, man, it's getting dark out there. Things are, I don't know, but it really does feel like we're on the ark right now, and the door. We're waiting for God to shut the door and take us home. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to do a personal video. I hadn't done one in a while, and I love all of you guys, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a good day.